Hey Jelly Babes, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can create this super cute dot to dot seahorse. So I'm going to be creating it today on a larger pop stick, on a nail practice stick, and I am going to be applying this Perfect White Madame Glam gel polish. So I have reviewed some of the polishes from their Perfect collection. I can leave a link to that video for you to check out if you want to see more about this collection. So you can see that it applies really nice, and I'm just smoothing it out, evening it all out. You want to make sure that you apply nice thin layers. Thin layers are better than, you know, one or two thick layers for, you know, making it last longer without chipping. So these are the polishes that I used to build up the seahorse. So I actually changed this one. I didn't use this one, I used orange soda instead. And all details and product links and discount codes will be in the description box below for the products used. So this is the inspiration behind the design. So I took a picture of this in June last year. It was in my grandparents' in-laws garden, and I just thought it was super cute and perfect for doing a nail art design because it's just made up of lots of little dots. So yeah, it's only taken me about like nearly a year to get round to doing it. But it's worth it, isn't it, Jelly Babes? So please don't switch off thinking that I have misled you with my thumbnail. Granted, I have misled you a little bit, but I do it this way just because, right, freehand doesn't particularly come natural to me, and I'm guessing majority of my subscribers on here are the same. So this was it's just a little help. It's just a little helping hand. So you've just got a rough outline of a seahorse to work with. Another thing that I found really helpful was obviously having that picture in front of me, so I could kind of use it to kind of basically put this seahorse in proportion. So yeah, so majority of it is going to be built up on dots. I'm just having a little outline for some help. Please don't hate me. And you're probably thinking, well, you could have used a brush, and you're right, I could have, but it would have made it much harder. So I'm just doing it and making it easier. Like I say, this is literally just for a basic outline of a seahorse to work with. So I added some details. I thought it was on camera, but evidently it was off camera. And yeah, on reflection, really, I should have probably not brought the head detail down as much, but because I was copying the image, that's what I did, because really I needed the body to be a little bit thicker, so I could have added some more of those details to this. But being completely honest, I'm really happy with how this came out. It came out far better than I expected. This is genuinely my first attempt. I just needed to do something creative, so I came in here and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to just come and have a little bit of a play and see whether I could create what I thought would be a beautiful nail design way back in June last year when I saw this on my grandparents' in-laws garden wall. But do you do that? Do you, like, basically you don't see objects anymore, like everything you see is a potential nail art design, so like a pattern in a wallpaper or on your cups and saucers, you know, your dinner plates and things like that. That's what I do ever since I've got into nail art. Like, everything is a potential nail art design, which is great because kind of inspiration is everywhere. So now getting into the bit where I am adding the dots. So I'm using gel polish, and you will see a cure in lamp symbol. That's when I have cured it, just so the colours didn't all sort of muddy into one, and obviously kind of save everything that I had done so far up until that point. So yeah, so I really sort of enjoyed creating this, and just having a play with the colours. I used different colours to the actual seahorse that I took the inspiration from, just because I thought these were much more prettier and more sort of my colours that I would go for. So I'm kind of like mixing between a really small dotting tool and like the next size up, basically, to create the different size dots. And I try to add one colour in one go where I need to add it, and then cure it and move on to the next colour. So this little cute seahorse is going to have an orange eye. And actually this was a lot easier to create than I expected it to be, and that's probably why it's taken me so long to get round to it, because I thought it would take me a really long time to create it. But because of my slight hack, not cheat, hack to outline the seahorse, it was much easier for me to work with it, because obviously I've got that basic outline there. And you know, that's what art and nail art and everything is about, isn't it? It's just adapting it to your skill set and what you can actually do. And I believe that majority of people would be able to recreate this themselves using the steps that I am showing you today. So it is sped up, but I'm trying to show you each step so you can see exactly where I have placed it and what I have done. So I wanted to thank you all for your lovely comments that you've been leaving on the last couple of videos that I've put up since I have been back from my break. Never underestimate how powerful your comments are and how much they mean to me. I love going through and reading everybody's feedback. Everybody's got different feedback. I get that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I don't mind. It's nice knowing what you've sort of benefited from my video. It's kind of just nice having a little bit of feedback, and obviously with the comment side of it, it makes this social media platform a bit more social, as opposed to lots of views from people that I don't know who you are because you don't leave a comment. Not pressurizing, because you know, if you haven't got the time or whatever, I get it, but if you have, then basically I'd really appreciate you just, you know, leaving a comment in the comments box below. And I think I've already said it, but I can't remember. Basically, it doesn't have to be a really long comment, but it'd just be nice to hear from as many of my jelly babes as possible. So being honest, like at this point I kind of thought that it was going to be one of these designs where it was lovely in my head but didn't quite work out. And then literally like right near the end, I personally feel like it all came together right at the end. I think that's strange with some designs. Sometimes like you never know when to call it a day, because like some designs are just complete fails, they don't work, and yet like I say with others, it kind of like the last second it saves you. So I'm really glad that I kind of persevered with this one. Yeah, so I kind of like as well on some of the dots where I found it kind of felt like it had gone into like a blur, I kind of went back in once it was cured and added it again, so you can just get a slight distinction of a dot as opposed to it looking like lions lines even. So I think this colour and where I put it really just kind of saved the design. So I kind of used this to outline and like separate the different parts of the seahorse, like make it more obvious. So it kind of didn't just all blur into one. And I think this step really saved the mani in my opinion. But what do you guys think? So it would be lovely to see if you've got the time to do this. I would love to see people's kind of like recreations of this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a seahorse, it can be whatever it is that you want to do, but it would just be lovely to kind of start up a dot to dot nail design theme. And yeah, so if you're on Instagram, so am I, so tag me in on Instagram at Gelulicious, and I will share your designs on my stories. So this is the end look, and I did and ah, and I did actually add some colour on the background, which I will briefly put in now. And I used some Madame Glam marble inks, and although I did like this, I think I preferred it with just that white background, because for me personally I felt like it made the seahorse pop that little bit more, but I added this in just in case you like it. So yeah, so I just added a bit of marble inks and blended it out behind it. So I applied the top coat first, by the way, before I started experimenting with the marble inks, just in case, like what happened, I didn't like it. This part of it would be safe, and then obviously I could just use acetone and get rid of the marble ink without it kind of staining that white base. Then I came in with the Madame Glam Velvet Matte Top Coat just to see what it would look like matte. So I thought I would actually like the matte finish, which is what you're seeing on screen now, but actually I preferred the glossy. What do you think? What do you prefer? So you know the drill by now. Press subscribe if you're new on here. Leave a comment in the comments box below. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Gelulicious, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.